Hi everyone, so I just got done doing my first Merry Christmas HSN haul video, and I said I'll probably just jump right into this set because it's going to be really fast, but it's going to be so fast that I decided I should probably do two things. We'll make a card with this set, and then we'll also make like a gift box, which is super easy. I'll use 8.5 by 11 papers to complement, what's going on in here to make our box. But this is the Stamps by Me. I think it's called Tales and Tweets card making kit. If it's still available, I believe it is. I'll link in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. So again, in the description box, or possibly this little shopping bag or the word shop down here. There's different ways to find those links. And so thanks for using those if you would like to. I super appreciate it. And in my video, I didn't recall how many card bases there are. I was like, this is a lot. It's heavy, right? There are 50 card bases in here, and they are top scored, I believe, is what it looks like. It looks like they all are. So let me pull one of these card bases out. And it opens like this, right? I mean, I guess you could do it sideways, but then these guys are oriented portrait, and that's basically why these cards are like that. I mean, they could still open on the side, but I thought it was a really nice addition that it opens sideways. I would say these are probably like in the 85, a little thicker than 85 pound weight. They're not 110 pound. They're not like 350 GSM, but pretty good. So I just want to give you that because I know people are always curious about that. I don't believe it says on there the weight of the card bases. It does come with 50 envelopes, and these are really nice envelopes, very elegant. I'll put those to the side for now. So yeah, if you're just going to make a card, it's going to be really quick. So again, it comes with some cute little glitzy kind of stuff here. Some dimensional adhesive. It comes with a die to cut these sentiments, and then it comes with your card toppers, and there are going to be 50 of them because you're making that many cards. But yeah, it's really simple. And then these cute little toppers for that. So, oh my goodness, these little guys. Okay, I have to use these little guys. Like, how can I not? Again, nice thickness. I feel like these might be thicker than the card bases. I don't know. They feel like it. We have those little guys, and then you just pair them up. And I went through each and every one of these papers in my haul videos, so you guys can check that out if you would like. Oh my goodness. I mean, they're just so cute. Look at that. Very elegant, but also, like I said, cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, how about this one? This one. Already chose that. And I mean, if you want to pull out some papers from your own stash, do some matte layering, like when I put this on here, it's a 5x7 card, but this looks like it might be yeah, it's just over 4.5, interesting number, by about 6.5. I mean, that's what it looks like here. Let me see, maybe I'm measuring that wrong. Yeah, it's like 4 5/8 by 6 5/8. So yeah. So yeah, very interesting. I think I am going to pop a little something behind that just to make that pop a little more. But again, you don't have to do that. I mean, that's the whole point, is you have to have that, and you can pop this up, and then your sentiment. I'll be right back. So I just got some red paper for my stash, and actually the red matches really well. Actually, I think that might be from the Diamond Press Holiday Pack. So I'm cutting it at 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. And I mean, if you wanted to matte layer even this little guy, you can definitely do that. But again, you don't have to. So I'm just making this so it's just smaller than the card base, and this guy will be on here. And if you want to use that red paper in the background for something else, you can definitely gut this. Just remove this piece, and you can use it for a different project because it's not going to show that much anyway. I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I think I'm going to use the dimensional on this next part. So. And then I was just thinking of doing something fun for the box. You can definitely just do what I'm doing right now. Put this on your box top and you're good to go, just like if it was a card. I have many videos like that. But I think I'm going to cut like an aperture. Make it a little more something else to do, right? Add another little level of difficulty, since this is so easy to work with. So I thought you have time to do a little cutting. In my mind, I think I'm going to cut in here. Cut that away. Anyway, so I'm going to stick this down. And I mean, if you have other sentiments, just other ways to dress it up if you like. Otherwise, it's meant to be a quick card kit. I think the kids can help you with this. It'd be really sweet. or someone who likes to craft and is having, you know, maybe some dexterity problems now and things, this would be really easy. So I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. What we have in here. So I'm just going to take some of these guys. I know that part's kind of boring, so I will just add a few and take the carriers off, and I will be right back. I will say, let's say you want to go ahead and matte layer this one too to echo the red. You know, it has a little gold, like glimmer kind of look on here. But if you wanted to, these guys are 2 5/8 by 4 1/16. So if that gives you any idea, maybe you just matte layer it and cut it, you know, by eye. That'd be cute though, right? Another layer. I'm just gonna pop this guy in here. Super cute. Well, that's good to know too, because as I'm looking at it, I can see that there's a little bit of space all around. It's not quite on the very edge. So when I trim that away in the next part, I want to know that. I mean, how cute. Okay. And then, I can bring this guy out. And I mean, you can put this on other projects. So yeah, there are 3 sheets. Again, I'm assuming there's at least 50 of these because you have 50 card bases. And, oh, these little guys are so sweet. Trying to think what I want to say. Sending love and cheer, deck the halls, joy and laughter, you know, peace on earth. I mean, I love the red, to bring the red back, but then I was thinking gold to accent it, but maybe we'll bring the red back from like the background, right? So let's do sending love and cheer. That's really cute. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit to get this guy out. And I'm giving myself some space in between them because, you know, I don't know how much edge is going to show or not. Okay, so that was super easy. I'm just going to get closer. And I think you are going to have some white edge. I can kind of see where this is cutting. If you want to make an aperture, you can definitely do that. I'm just seeing a little bit of white there. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So stick that down and move this side too. Alright, I'm going to run that through and I'll be right back. Here's my cute little scout. It's adorable. Alright. Be careful with that. Yeah, I mean, looking right down there, that's like perfect. I'm going to, I think I'll put some dimensions on the very edge, but we'll do that in just a moment. Okay. So I bring my card back, and if I put more dimensions, it's going to be that much taller, and I know we like very mailable things, so I think I'm going to put that like right there. And honestly, I can just glue that down and let it be free floating, but if you want to support that at all, I would just cut one of these guys a little bit smaller. Let's see if that'll work for us. So obviously we don't want that showing. Pretty good. And somewhere over here. I mean, if you want to support that, go for it. I'm not too worried about it. And I'll put some glue on here just to kind of help hold that down. Take that off, take this guy off. And, oh my goodness, that is so cute. Something like that. Okay, so it's supported there and it's stuck down right here. I'm gonna let that set up for just a moment. You know, if you want to take some of your little glitter here, I'm going to start off somewhere else just to make sure it doesn't like shoot out in a funny way. So if there's like air bubbles and stuff like that, that looks pretty good. It's very clear. I don't know. Yeah, we can just add a little glitter. You know what? Let's just add some on these berries. Why not? You can treat it like it's like glue, you know what I'm saying? Like glitter glue, so you can decorate that way. Just adding a little shimmer here and there. Or you can treat it like little dots, right? Like pearl dots, but they're not pearls. Just to add a little accent. So I'm going to do that in all these little red berries. finish up with those last few, and then these guys up here. Okay, I'll be right back. Hey guys, I mean, really sweet, really cute. Obviously, we want that to dry, but I just added a little something here and there. I mean, what can I say? It's adorable. It's so cute. So let me grab some 8.5 by 11 papers, because I feel like that's what we mostly have. But if you have larger paper, you can make a larger box. I'm just going to max out a 5 by 7 topper, you know, and we'll go from there. So I'll be right back. I guess I got to put some of these things to the side. I'm going to put that to the side, especially because I don't want to mess with my little glitter area. I just grabbed a couple of sheets of paper. I think I'm going to use this topper. I haven't really thought about actually which one's going to go on top of that, but I guess I should choose that because I got blue paper. I saw some of the blue in here, so I want to go with something that has more like blue in it. These are all very pretty. Aww. Oh my goodness. I was going to use one of the candle ones, just, or like the ornament ones, just so you can kind of have an idea of that, but I mean, how cute is that little guy with the blue edging? Maybe we'll go with this one. I just wanted to try, you know, a different guys. Sorry for the rough edits. I keep going back and forth in my mind because I want to cut this away. But you know what? That's okay. If we cut it away and still have this, or the image of like one of the characters, you know, whatever it is. So anyway, okay. Done with that. I want this on the top as my lid, right? And then probably a matte layer, and then the base of the box. So, a couple things. I'm trying to think how I want to present this to you guys. I guess I'll use a paper trimmer, because I do have box makers, but maybe you don't have a box maker, but everyone has a paper trimmer, right? So you're going to have to do some numbers that are going to work with that. So let's just start off with, okay, a matte layer for this. If I'm going to do the little bit of a matte layer. I'm not sure why I got this creamy color. It's kind of a yellow color. Not my favorite, but I do like this creamy color for lots of things, but with this it doesn't quite go super well, but that's alright. So let's go ahead and cut this just as a topper at the 6 7/8 by 4 7/8. Oopsie. And a lot of times I'll help you guys while I'm on here. Like, I'll tell you the numbers I'm going to use because I think that helps. Create your own box, right? So if you have paper that's a different size or whatever it is, you can still do that. Now, I want to cut this center away. Now, I was thinking about using an X-Acto knife, but I think what I'm going to do instead is just measure these edges. So it's 1 1/4 inch from the edge, and over here it's just shy of 1 inch, which is a real bummer, because if it was an actual inch I would be able to do that better, but it's like 7/8, not 7/8, sorry, 8/16 of an inch, right? And from here it's 1 1/4, is that what I said? Yep, 1 1/4, 1 1/4. Okay. So I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to cut this away. Now you can definitely use an X-Acto and a ruler and do it that way, or you can bring it here and line this up at 7/8. I'm sorry if I kept saying 7/8. It's just a 1/16 in from 1 inch, okay, right there. And then this guy, we're going to line this up at 1 1/4, because at 1 1/4 is how deep this is, right? So let's start at 1 1/4, and we're already lined up at 7/8, and we're going to bring it all the way down, leaving 1 1/4 here. Funny enough, I feel like the number isn't quite 1 1/4, but I'm just going to eyeball this one. Because for whatever reason, this is like 5 and... Oh, if I stop at 5 3/8 for some reason. That one looks funny, but okay. We're going to stop there. Pick this up. Now, I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to change this every time. I mean, I guess you could change it. I guess we can do this way. Let's go again, 1/16 in from 1 inch. And I can lay this down. Yeah, that's good. And then go all the way back up to 1 1/4. Now, depending on your paper trimmer, you might have little lines that help you. That little mark, it's helping me line it right up. And now, so we have that cut. And then again, you know, I'm just doing this by eye here for the most part. 1 1/4. So I'm going to bring this into 1 1/4. And I'm going to start this up about a 1/16 inch in from 1 inch, right? So it's just inside there. Just like right there. And I'm eyeballing this all the way down to where this one would have stopped, which I think is like right there. Again, I'm eyeballing that because for whatever reason the number is weird on that side. So over here, again, 1 1/4. And since that's where I stopped and started right here, I'm not going to move that. I kind of moved it a little bit with my finger, but I didn't mean to. All the way back up to 1/16 shy of 1 full inch on that side. And that did it, guys. Again, a little bit of eyeballing, a little bit of measurement, but I just wanted to cut that out. So that is going to be part of our topper. We have that, we have this. This is going to be picked up, and I imagine this is down in here. Now you can definitely make it a shaker if you want. Again, this one is a little bit smaller than this guy, but that's okay. So it's going to be like that. Maybe we'll make it a shaker since we're here. Sure. Okay, but let me put that to the side for right now. Let's talk numbers for this part. Now I cut this away and I don't need this. So, I suppose if you wanted to, you can mat this on here and then have it in the background, but that's up to you. I'm just going to use that for a scrap paper to write some numbers down here. And so this is the thing. If we're just making this on a paper trimmer, we're going to have to use some actual numbers that come from us. Alright, so let me grab a pencil. For whatever reason, I never have a pencil handy, and I'll be right back. Now this little cutie. Actually, we're going to Daiso today because there's some things I want to pick up there, and Miranda's been wanting to go, so you get cute things like this at Daiso. Okay, so if we want the top of this to be 5 by 7, I said it funny because I'm thinking about, I did this mat layer, so the very top is 5 by 7. You are going to need a lid or a base. Either the lid is going to be, you know, 1/8 of an inch all around bigger than the base, or the base needs to be a little bit smaller. I know. So, you know, you can work in 16ths, you can work in 1/8, whatever it is that you want. Okay. And, you know, I don't want to confuse people. So when you're using a paper trimmer, you have to make these measurements. If you're using a box maker, you are doing measurements, but, you know, you use the box side and then the lid side, and it does that little bit of difference for you so that the lid fits nicely over your box base. So I think to make it easy, what I usually do is I'll make my paper a certain size so that we can still just do standard scoring lines that aren't, you know, funky numbers, but your paper might be a little bit of a funky number, okay? So to max this out, and I want my lid to be less deep than my box base so that you can see some of the box base. I think that looks nice. Or also they can be exactly the same. That's fine too. So if we have a 5 by 7, you can imagine piece here, like that's what we want. I'm going to make my lid to be 1 inch on either side because this paper is only so big. It's 8.5 by 11, right? So on the 5-inch side, my voice has been so crazy. So on the 5-inch side, we're going to add 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch all around. So on the 5 inches, we have 5 plus 2 inches. That's going to be 7 by 7, 8, 9, right? So we need a piece that's 7 by 9. And you can say, oh, we still have plenty of paper to work with. And that's true, but I want my base to be thicker on the sides than the lid. So the lid has to be this so that my base, again, 5 by 7, but this time I want 1.5 inches because I think that maxes that out. So if I have 1.5 inches on this side, 1.5 inches all around, you know, we can do 1 3/4 if you really want the whole thing. Let me think. 5, that's 8 inches, and we still have a 1/2 inch left. Let me see if it works the other way. That'd be 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's do 1 3/4. Sorry, guys, because I just want to max out the paper. 1 3/4 sides. So that maxes out this side, so it'd be 8.5, right? That next piece of paper needs to be 8.5 by 10.5. Goodness, this is like the worst time for my voice to be doing this because I want the numbers to be very specific. By 10.5. Now, so our box lid paper needs to be 7 by 9, so we can have 1 inch sides. Your box base should be 8.5 by 10.5, but we need to either score in a fun way that's going to give us that little bit smaller base or a little bit bigger lid, or our paper can do it, and then we just score regularly. So I need to take a 16th inch all around, so it's 1/8 inch total all around off. So I know the number's gonna be ugly, but we're only gonna cut that one time. So for 8.5, we need it to be 8 3/4. So 8 3/8 by 10 3/8. So we're removing 1/8 of an inch all around, so it's a 1/16 of an inch here and here and here and here, and that's the snugness you're gonna get. So for my base, that's what I need. I know it sounds ugly, but hopefully that'll be okay. And the reason I give all these numbers and people say, oh, can you write them down? I cannot. I'm sorry. I just, I do videos, and that's where I get my info for you guys. So 7 by 9, I'm going to take 2 inches off of the 11-inch side of this paper instead of swinging the arm out. I guess I probably had to swing the arm out at some point anyway, but by 7. So on this other side, I'm going to take 1.5 inches off. Yeah, it seems weird because the 7 inches, because you're like, oh, but that's the 5-inch side. So 7 by 9, I need to replace my blade. Look at that, it leaves like little burrs. Ew. Okay, that's my lid, and my box base needs to be 8 3/8 by 10 3/8, and that is why I'm going to go ahead and swing my arm out, because I don't want to do the math on that at this point. So again, I told you this video is going to be a little bit longer because I wanted to discuss things. Let me put that back out there. 8 3/8 by 10 3/8. So on this side, 10 3/8. So 10 3/8. So you guys, right before 10.5, this is a 16th, this is an 1/8 right here. So 10 3/8. So 1, 2, 3/8. It's 2 little marks before the half, and that's just how mine works. I don't know, but 10 3/8. 10 3/8. So that's making it a little bit smaller when we take our measurements. I'll show you right now what I mean by that. And then 8 3/8 on this side. So I'm just taking a little bit off of the 8.5. So, I mean, just like this, of course, I'm taking 1/8 of an inch off. There we go. Okay, guys. And now we can start doing measurements. And this is the easy part because we accounted for those 8ths and 16ths on our actual paper. We don't have to think about it again. So I'm going to bring my lid back, and I want 1-inch sides. So all you're going to do is bring this over, and do not use your trimmer, your cutting blade. You're going to take this over here, or take this to your scoring board if you feel more comfortable with that. And at every inch here, 1 inch here. I'm just lining it up on there and making sure that's nice and straight. We did cut this by eye, even though you have guides, so it can be a little bit off. That's no big deal. 1 inch and 1 inch. I made tons of videos on making boxes, guys. You can go back and see how I do them differently. Sometimes this way, sometimes that way. Sometimes I take the 16th, in the scoring. This time I cut it so it's already a 16th smaller, and so when we go in here and we do a 1 3/4 inch score lines, this area in the center is going to be smaller already because we're just taking the 1 3/4 inch all around, but we already made this paper, the whole paper is an 1/8 inch smaller all around, so it just works. So, okay, 1 3/4 on my base, 1 3/4. 1 3/4 all around. Okay, same thing. And 1 3/4. And if we did this correctly, if you measure this little box here in the center, it should be smaller than 5 by 7, like the lines here. So let me give you an idea. Yep, it is like an 1/8 inch all around smaller. It's 4 7/8. By should be 6 7/8. Yep, 6 7/8. Perfect. Good job. So it's an 1/8 of an inch smaller. That means on each side it's like 1/16 of an inch smaller, and that just makes a nice tight lid and base. So same thing for all of these guys. We're just going to score on the score line. You can do that first, or you can cut away the corners first, whatever it is. I usually cut the corners first, to be honest, but this time I did a little bit different. So all you're going to do is come up in here and straight on one of these lines and angled right there. Okay, I mean, that's one of the ways to do it. You can do it many different ways. Some people like to do both cut lines here And that way there's less lines that show. I don't know how to explain that, but I usually just go around like a pinwheel. So I'll go up here, cut that away. That one's a little bit different than the other one. Let me match it up a little nicer. Up here. And now I have the hiccups for some reason. My goodness, what a morning. Okay, there you go. That's our lid. Base, again, you can go ahead and score, or you can cut them first. Just cut here. It's going to be the exact same thing. This one's just a little thicker because we have a deeper base. And again, I try to max out that 8.5 by 11 paper for you guys. You could definitely make the lid and the base the same. You would just, you know, when we cut the lid at 7 by 9, you would cut the base at 6 7/8 by 8 7/8, and then still score 1 inch around, and it's the same height lid and base. There's just lots of different ways to play with these guys, so you know, that's one of the ways. Okay, same thing. Oh, with the other one, we're also going to score in that glue tab. That essentially becomes your glue tab. This is just an old school way, super easy of making boxes. Again, if you have a box maker, just cut your paper the way you're supposed to, and then just use your lid and base measurements to help you compensate or accommodate that 1/8 of an inch that's smaller all around. And we're just going to glue this down. Same thing with the lid. I would just come in here, same thing, glue that tab, glue this tab, right, all around. So, oh, this has been sitting here without a lid on it. That's not good, but that's all right. Okay, so a little glue. And generally, if you did your scoring correct, they're going to line up perfectly like that. Sometimes, you know, this one will be a little bit taller because maybe I didn't score it as well or whatever. But we have that, and I usually have little clippies. I don't know where I put my clippies, but put some little clips on. I don't have to hold it the whole time. Really get your glue at the very edges so that when you glue this, it just fits in there. See what I said? This one's a little bit taller. Maybe you can see that. Because again, even though we are using a trimmer and, you know, it just depends where you eyeballed where the line should be. So hold that. Same thing for this one. Glue that in and glue this in. So you can imagine it just be like this. And I'll do the same thing for the lid. Okay, and my last tab on my lid, again, just the same as the base, gluing all around. You can definitely make matte layers if you want, you know, for the sides. However else you want to decorate this. We're just going to focus on the topper at this point, but I'm going to let that set up, find the lid to this, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, and I always kind of give it a push in because we did make this ourselves, and for whatever reason it always wants to kind of bow out, so I just kind of push those in, and let's see how we did. I mean, that is perfect, and it's not super loose, and it's not falling off real easy, and that's what you're looking for, right? So again, a 16th, a 16th, a 16th all around. And there you go. So this is legitimately 5 by 7 on the very top. I mean, I can probably go ahead and glue this down. I don't think I was going to do anything super special with that, so I'm going to glue that down. Again, I cut this at 4 7/8 by 6 7/8. And full disclosure, I'm going to have to step away for a moment because my son has band practice this morning, and he's still asleep. It's after 9 o'clock now, and his band practice is at 10. So I am going to go do that. I suppose one other thing I can do before I go to let that set up is if I'm going to use acetate. This is actually from a carrier sheet that Tonic had sent something in, and it's basically one of their acetate sheets, and it's like nice heavy weight, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that, so I kept it. So there you go. I think the other one has that. There we go. We have these two pieces. So if you can imagine, this is going to be down here, and then this is up here. You do not have to put acetate. You can just make it a cute frame like that that's just up, and the other portion is down, and it looks nice. You know, just something visual interest, right? I do want to see where this needs to be, though, so that's one thing. I'm going to glue this down right now. I guess I'm doing more than I need to, but yeah, I really do need to go get the boy ready. So like there. And this guy can just be stuck down in here. And it can just be like a recessed frame, and you don't have to make it a shaker at all. So something to think about. I'm just going to put this here, nestled in there. Something like that. Sure. Okay. But I will be right back after taking that. Boy, waking him up. Okay. So with this one, I just need a piece. I'm not even measuring this, I'm just eyeballing. This is really thick acetate, my goodness. Okay. I can use that whole piece, that's fine. And I usually glue it in. If you want to use a different kind of glue, you know, go for it. Or, you know, I just use white glue pretty much for everything. But there you go. We'll have that. Okay. And I guess one more thing I can do right now is go ahead and line that out. I was looking for a roll, but you know what? I don't know where my rolls are. So I have this strippy stuff. Oh, that'll work. I will put it further out though, because I want this to support the frame. So I'm gonna put that out that way. And a piece here. You really want to line those up so nothing comes out. Now it depends on the type of glitters that you're using. If you're using sequins that are a little bit larger, it might not be the biggest deal, but you still want to really butt those up, right? So nothing just kind of comes out. I still have a little piece here that I can add. Let's see. It's a little bit big. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to line this out and let this set up, and we'll get this put together when I come back. Okay guys, full disclosure, it is the next day. I thought I was going to be able to pop back on and finish this up, and I was right where I want to be, you know, but things didn't turn out that way. That's okay. So I'm just going to take the carriers off of this. And I knew this was going to be quick. That's why I was like, I could have edited this video and had it ready, but alas, we had some fun with a visit from one of Miranda's little friends. Actually, I went to pick her up, and we went to Daiso. So I do have a Daiso haul. And they loved going there, of course. All the Sanrio stuff and plushies and everything. Okay, so we're ready for our shaker mix. Now, you know, there's a space up here and a space down here that, you know, the shaker mix can fall into. If you want to line this too, you just put some more liner tape across there, or, you know, your adhesive, but I don't mind. It's a big project. So, and then I was like, oh, you know what, let me get some glitters. So I just grabbed those things. So sequins, and I have like Victorian Rose, it says. Oh, is it pink? It looked red to me. Let's see. Because that's very pretty though, you know, I'm still going to use it. And then I was thinking, I haven't seen glitter in a while, or sequins in tonic kits. But a little of that. This is one of my favorites, the light gold sequins. They're so cute. Oh, and I started an embroidery project, you guys. There's a lot going on here. So I was going to try and make a video of that for you. So I started out, we'll see if I continue making the video. It's just a project that takes longer, you know. And, I don't know. Okay, those are really pretty. And again, I don't put a ton. I just want them to move around. If you want, it's going to go away anyway. You can definitely take something like an embossing buddy and get some of that on here. Just for the anti-static, but the static's going to build up again anyway, so I don't really get too worried about that. It's definitely going to come back. And it is powdery, so, you know, you just added powder to your acrylic here, acetate. Okay, so we're going to take this guy. I want to make sure it's nice and clean. Oh, one other thing. I spent a little time. I just watched the Stamp Forge video for We Are Memory Makers, We Are Memory Keepers, whatever they're called now. And I think I am ready to go on that. Other than maybe making your own sentiment or like address or something in your Cricut or your electronic die cutting machine, that's pretty much what I always show you guys you can do with dies, and you can run it through some foam, and then the foam becomes your stamp. So I don't know, but at the same time it's not that expensive, so I'm like, well, maybe it's worth it. So we will play with that as soon as I'm done here. And okay, I just gave that a push. Now if you really want to, you can turn this over, give it a good squish from the back, because I made that on top. Now you can definitely just make your, you know, your box topper and then add it, right? Make everything like if it was a card, and then just add this whole beige part or whatever color you used to the back there. But this is how I did it. And I usually mention trying not to stack your stuff here, so I'm going to try to break that up. There we go. Look at that. That is really pretty. I love the way it turned out. And again, just making that aperture, that space in there. I'm sure you even have a die, maybe a rectangular, that'll work for you. You might, you know, see what you have in your stash, and it might work. So that'd be really good. Other than that, it wasn't too hard to cut that out. And we need our little, well, we don't need it, but it's it's nice to have since we have this here anyway. Season's greetings, happy holidays. I have the warmest wishes already cut basically, but let's do a gold. So let's do Merry Christmas, or yeah, okay. I was going to try to get one that I can cut from the very edge. They're all the same, they just give you 3 sheets of these guys. So I'm going to run this through like I did before, and I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm going to pop this guy out. I am so impressed with that. Again, I'm just eyeballing it, and it's like perfect. I don't know, I was thinking about just gluing that straight down. Oh, that's cute up there too with the little bird. Or across here. Not so much in this lower one. I feel like if I was going to do that, I should probably pop it up here. But then there's not a lot going on down here if I do that, right? I don't know. I like the way it looks at the top. I suppose if you did this and you didn't cut it quite right, you can definitely cover that, you know? That looks cute too, but I do want to show that, I don't know, maybe in here? Okay. I'm just trying to debate if it needs dimensionals. I feel like if I stick that down, no, I guess it's okay. Alright. So just glue all the way here to here. And I'm just going to hold that down. Why is that? Maybe like that. Okay, I'll be right back, and we have 2 projects done. Okay guys, so I cleaned up a little bit, but that is our box. Again, it's about 1.5 inches tall. We have the, or 1 3/4 inches or so tall. We have the 1-inch lid. Open it up. You can also line this. I mean, if you want to take another one of these guys and line the inside, that'd be really pretty, but generally it's meant to be on top, right? So just something to think about. You might want to do some accents on the sides, and then our little card. And I guess since I had to pause and come back, look at the little berries. They're all nice and dry. That's some good glitter, because I just barely dabbed anything on there, and it's like perfect. How cute is that? So nice for little accents, maybe on your pine cones, your little, you know, ornaments and other things. But there you go, 2 quick projects the way they're intended. I did add a little extra in the background, and then one that took a little more time. So thanks for watching, guys. I will have the links in the description box, again, possibly in the little shopping bag here, or under the word shop, and I'll have some images coming up, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.